Draw It Out asked us to actually tell you guys about our go-to products, things we want to haul with, different products that we use on a daily basis, but basically like our go-to regimen. So for me, I went ahead and picked out just a couple of my main things that I just don't veer away from. You know, for me, they're just, I finally found like the thing that works, and I'm not gonna haul without it, ride without it, groom without it, whatever it is. And so for starters, for me, we're gonna have the DiO. And I've talked about actually all these products in previous videos, but at least now it's all here in one spot. I had just did my 60-day results on DiO, and I've had over 3 inches of hair growth just in 60 days on this. The hair coat is so much nicer. I've got new growth, like 3 inches of new thick growth at the top of my manes. Tails are healthier and longer and fuller, and I'm just so happy with the product. It was well worth the money spent on it. It's like right around $1 a day to feed it, and if you're trying to get that long, pretty, raining ranch horse type mane, if you're trying to grow in a spot they've rubbed out, this is definitely what you want to go with. And then, of course, our star product, our Draw It Out. I can't sing enough praises about Draw It Out. I don't ride a day that I don't use it. Some days, if it's not been a strenuous workout, I will not necessarily soak them afterwards in the concentrate, but I always put the gel on under my wraps on all 4 legs, because you're just not going to have to butte near as much. We don't even have an arena, we just ride out in the cow pasture, so all of our work is done on sandy ground, but it's still hard ground. It's not worked, so we tend to get a little hawk sore, a little sore in our backs, and it just is what it is, but this will totally knock it out. I don't butte. I'm not on any butte lists or any kind of, you know, feed through anti-inflammatories, anything like that. I just use Draw It Out before and after my workouts, and I don't have any problems. I've used it on snake bites, I've used it on founders. Everything from your daily workout to trying to recoup from a major injury, it's just hands down by far the best. I ran out and was hauled into a show, and I knew I was going to need something, some form of liniment to wrap legs overnight. I tried a different product, and it burned my hands after I got done putting it on him, so I did not use wraps, which I didn't like. I like to have some form of compression. You know, it was a bad experience, and I was super excited to get my Draw It Out in. But you can use this under wraps. It's odorless. The first time I ever tried it was at the Fort Worth Stock Show on my hunt seat horse. We'd been there all week. He was just stiff. So I grabbed some of that, and I took it, and I actually used it under some polo wraps. We pulled them right off, went into the pin, and it didn't mess up his chalk on that leg. It didn't stain or anything. It just helped him out significantly, and we took off and went into the pin. So definitely, I wouldn't call it a joint supplement, but it's definitely will prevent you from needing joint supplements in most horses. And then another kind of grooming product for us is the Santa Fe. I honestly used to use strictly Cowboy Magic products. Now I use their shampoo and conditioner, but I still, I go ahead and use the Santa Fe by Absorbing. It's got a, we'll talk about these in a second, but it's got a sunscreen in it, so I try to use flash sheets to keep coats from bleaching, manes and tails from frying, but I always go ahead and spray them down with that before I turn them out. And it's also the only thing that I can use in the mane and tail that it doesn't feel gross afterwards. Not gross, but like still grimy. When I get done using that, it literally feels clean. And when we put our manes up once a week and put our tails up once a week, during the winter we can't wash them. And so they start to feel so gross, and it's almost like you're doing more damage putting them up. But that saved us this winter, because you can run it, take your mane down, run it through the mane, and put it back up, and it feels clean. So I definitely like that, and I love the added sunscreen bonus, because obviously our hair coats are something we don't want frying. And I prefer to turn out during the day versus staying up and turning out all night. So I like that a lot. These are the Iconoclast sport boots, and I love them. I've used Classics sport boots. I like the classic fits. I don't like the legacies because they just kind of bow out here, so obviously they're not supporting. But I like the Iconoclast. I like the 360 support, and Pumpkin Seed tends to stay over in his knees, just the hair. And when I use these and they have that suspensory support, I don't have any problems with him shaking in his knees or being over in his knees. So I like the Iconoclasts a lot. But what I still use the classic bell boots, just because the Iconoclast bell boots tend to tear. They're not stitched right here. They don't stay put real well. I just don't like the Iconoclast bell boots, but I love classic Equine's bell boots. They hold up real well. They also make some, I don't have any, but they make some that's like almost like bed liner feeling, and so that doesn't tear up much. They stay in place. They're honest to God no turn. And so I use the Iconoclast boots for sure, but I still use the classic Equine's bell boots. And that's going to about wrap it up for us this month. If you guys have any questions, feel free to contact me. You can add me on Instagram at Ray Performance Horses, Facebook, Brittany Rhea Performance Horses. My personal Facebook or my personal Instagram is just at Brittany Rhea PH. But if you guys have any questions or want any more information, be sure to holler at me. Other than that, we'll catch you guys next month.